Hey fellow comrades, welcome back. Today I want to be talking about a couple of very important stuff as we're going to be facing this 5th gym leader specified and running ground type Pokemon. We should have a bit of an easy time now comparing to the previous gyms where we had a couple of problems facing them because our team just wasn't that well made. We were lacking a fire Pokemon to begin with when we faced that bug gym leader. It would have been so much easier if I have a Dormaka, which I could have catched, but I was stupid, so I didn't do that. I want to talk about some very important stuff. I got a couple of questions that were pretty much all the same, and I feel like it's time we answer that. So what's the question about? Xenon, do you PokeGen your stuff? How in the world do you make this Pokemon so quickly? Look, I'm not a magician of any sort, that's true, but you gotta understand that I do PokeGen. Like, I hope you're not gonna hate me for this, but I just have my reasons. I feel like they're pretty reasonable. It depends how you look at it. You may be a legit player, and I wanna legit play right now. I am making a legit team. Let it be clear right here. I wanna point it out. As of right now, I'm making a very special legit team. I'm EV training on my own. I could easily use the PokeGen, but I don't want to use it in any way, shape, or form. I don't even want to rename a Pokemon using the PokeGen. Okay, I want to EV train them even after sounding a bit ridiculous. I mean, how silly does this sound? I would rather gone into that place, that haunted place where there are all pre-evolved forms of Chandelures, about all those Pokemon, get myself some high boost in special attack because those tend to give you lots of special attack IVs, and go from there. I'm never gonna use PokeGen to put, for example, 252 EVs in special attack. No. When I'm gonna make my legit team, I'm gonna revolve my team around coverage. I'm gonna revolve my team around legit play, and that whole team is gonna be made by me. It's gonna be hatched, you know. It's gonna be hatched. It's gonna be leveled up by me to level 100. It's gonna take time and effort. I feel like it's gonna take me a month to make that team complete, but just stay sharp on that one. I'm definitely gonna bring it soon. I gotta make a series, because again, this is something new. Back in the days, story wise, we were all just going straight to it, not really caring much. But I'm a competitive battler, and I look at stuff a bit differently. I cannot take that time to make myself a legit team because well, it's either me a captain PokeGen or forgetting about my channel, because you're mainly gonna see one same team over and over and over again, and I'm not too sure if you would really enjoy seeing one same team. Like, imagine me making an OU team and just bringing an OU team, no diversity between the tiers, nothing like that. Having the PokeGen gives you much easier time to play a bit creative and yet still testing it out, knowing that it's not gonna truly fail on you. If it does fail on you, you can easily change a couple of stuff without really making a mistake in the actual game, where it takes lots of times to really EV train them properly, level them up. But again, I want to repeat myself, guys. I am making a legit team, and there are a couple of reasons why. I look at it back. I was playing Oblivion. Now I'm gonna go a bit off topic with another game, but I feel like it kind of has this similar problems, similar paths I have taken, and I pretty much got bored playing it. So this kind of happened with Oblivion. I never beat the game. I gone into into the actual game. I put like 2 hours into the game. That was it. Then I was like, wow, this Oblivion game has got so many mods. I was on Nexus site where there was like thousands of mods, cool mods. I'm not even focusing on this match, so I'm making a couple of mistakes. Ignore. I'm really not focusing because I'm talking about a couple of things. And yeah, I decided to mod my game. And Skyrim right now does have mod programs. People can make their own mods. That's cool. But I come to realize that I never really beat Oblivion the way it needs to be beaten. That original game. I thought that after upgrading my graphics using all these mods, upgrading the graphical look to the game itself, eye candy, and making all the chicks, just stand out a bit, it just didn't work like that. It just didn't. I feel like look at this. This is ridiculous stuff. I put 14 days into modding, just modding itself, just to make all the mods work together. Because I put like around 200 of them, and very famous one. And I believe the whole mods combined took like 100 gigabytes. 100 gigabytes. Yeah, that was the game that took like 110 gigabytes, including the game itself, plus the mods. So that's crazy. And imagine what was the actual results at the end. There was none. I played for like 30 minutes, got bored, and left. I never played Oblivion again. And I feel like I totally destroyed the enjoyment level. And that's something I cannot afford to do in the Pokemon Black and White 2. I already done this with Pokemon Black and White by checking the stats of the new Pokemon, and I spoil myself. And this is something I'm not gonna do with this game. I don't want to know what I'm gonna face. I know the stats of the Pokemon, so that's kind of bad. But then again, I would have mainly noticed this after going to the Wi-Fi stage with others. Of course, I would have been kind of forced to check the stats and all. But I done that before, you know. I done that before actually going to the Wi-Fi, and I regret it since then, you know. Now I did kind of forgot about a couple of Pokemon, their stats and all. Not many, but a couple of them. So I kind of feel like I want to level them up just because of that surprise factor they have, not knowing what kind of stats they have. But that's like 3 or 4 Pokemon. I don't know well exactly how much attack and speed and some stuff. There's lots of Pokemon, I'm not too sure. But I come across, you know, that close level where I know how much stuff have their stats level 100 and so on. But that really did pretty much kill the enjoyment level, and that's something I cannot afford anymore, you know. Okay, so this is his last remaining Pokemon satisfied. Should not be a problem, but then yes, he is most likely on the speed us. Did I actually Ice Punch his oh my god, now I'm playing really dumb. Well, I'm not too sure. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. This should not take us out, and it didn't, so that's cool, that's cool. As long as Aqua Tail hits, maybe this Pokemon is actually gonna survive because it does have respectable. It's not gonna survive, so this is kind of cool. Where was I? Yeah, I was talking about the enjoyment level, you know, knowing the stats and all. It doesn't work like that, and I want to go into this game knowing that the Pokemon I use in story mode are legit made by me. They were hatched from the eggs made by me. Now there are a couple of things I want to make it clear. I was in the daycare center yesterday, you know, making eggs, reproducing eggs, hatching Rotums all day long. Literally took me like whole day. It was crazy stuff rolling around. And you may actually ask us, oh well, Xenon, if you beat the 6th gym leader, how the hell did you get into the daycare center? I mean, the guy's blocking your path in the big city. And I agree, it is true. But you know what? Hell no. He's not gonna block my path, I block him. So what I did was I used the action replay. Look, I may have cheated in that certain position, but I have my reasons, and I feel like they're kind of reasonable. I want to use those Pokemon. I want to use those Pokemon here in the actual game. I want to go into that daycare center. I can easily trade and get myself, but I feel like just trading, I want to make those Pokemon. Okay, I made a couple of trades, but I feel like those Pokemon were just modified PokeGen, like all of them. Let me make an example right here. Again, I'm going off topic, but I feel like it kind of goes into this topic anyway. So I just traded not too long ago a Gligar that was shiny, that was sent to me. I believe I sent him a shiny Ambipom that I made using the PokeGen. And I was like, yeah, fine, you know, shiny Gligar, that's cool. I cannot wait to use this Pokemon, you know, legit EV train him level to level 100, and then use it against the Wi-Fi players. Definitely going to be enjoyable. But then I come to realize that stuff are not looking all that well. So I gone on the PokeGen just to see if this Pokemon is legit, so stuff aren't too messy around. But I come to realize that this Pokemon was hatched not too long ago because he was level 1. Second thing, he got immunity, which is okay because you can actually pass on Dream World abilities to other Pokemon. I believe the Pokemon needs to be female. Don't take my word for it because again, you know, daycare stuff are really not my favorite spot. I'm really not a master in those certain situations. I'm pretty sure you guys that play legit all the time know this stuff better than I do, and you're just knowledgeable in those certain situations, but I fail in those. So don't take my word for it, but I know you can actually pass them on. But you know, this Pokemon was female Gligar with immunity, and I did test him out on global. I check out the IVs just to see if stuff are really correct, but then I come to realize that this Pokemon had 31 IVs in everything. Exceptional special attack, it was like 2. Special attack on Gligar isn't that important, it's really just there. I mean, nobody cares about special attack on Gligar, because nobody really runs a special attack on Gligar to begin with. But everything else was 31, and it was actually Impish Nature. Okay, whoa, wait a minute here. So you're telling me I come across a person that got himself an egg that he hatched with a shiny Gligar with immunity, yet he was lucky enough to get an Impish Nature, yet he was lucky enough to get 31 EVs in attack, defense, special defense, and speed, and HP. What kind of chances are there? I mean, last time I checked, to get yourself a shiny Pokemon in the wild are like 1 out of 7,000, and I'm not too sure. Again, you can fix me on this one, but last time I checked, 31 IVs and everything. It is possible for some Pokemon. I'm not too sure if it's possible for every Pokemon. I believe it's not. No, it's not. But last time I checked, I believe it's 1 out of 17,000. Again, I may be wrong, but what are the chances of getting that great nature on top of it all? Impish Nature I was looking for. And 31 IVs in everything, exceptional special attack. Now I'm pretty much just repeating myself. But again, you know, it's crazy. So it got me knowing that this guy, even after me did testing this Pokemon out on global, I did get inside, because they do have this system which tests your Pokemon if they're legit. And I did get inside, which means my Pokemon is legit. But he was in some way modified on PokeGen. He was most definitely modified in PokeGen, because those stats were way too good. And knowing that I had the perfect nature on top of it all, something was way too fishy, because that's like winning a lottery, and who freaking wins a lottery these days? I mean, come on, seriously? That's even worse than winning a lottery. What are the chances? Truly, what are the actual chances? My god, that's crazy. But I come to realize that if this Pokemon was in any way modified using the PokeGen, I'm not gonna use it in game. If I'm gonna have this doubt, I can ask the person. I'm pretty sure the person is gonna be like, it's legit and all. It is legit, but it can be made on PokeGen, yet it can be passed on global, because you can make it legit in the PokeGen. But knowing that it was somehow modified in the PokeGen, it pretty much just destroys the fun of using it. So this is why I cannot use it. Right now I hatched a Jolly Riolu, which I'm really excited of EV training it and leveling it up. We're gonna be taking this opportunity to talk to this guy right here inside. Yeah, there is no sign. So back in the days, if there was something important in the building, there was an actual sign, but there is no sign in here. So I guess stuff have changed through the course of the 4th and the 5th generation. But yeah, where was I now? You know, like I said, Gligar, being that he was in some way modified, it's gonna kill my experience using it. So Riolu, definitely gonna be enjoyable to use. Those were the moves you can get from that guy. He's gonna give that moves, and he's gonna teach your Pokemon to learn that. So that's a move tutor. I'm pretty sure this is the first one in the game. Don't take my word for it, but I believe this is the actual first guy. A very important place. The location is where the 5th gym leader is at. I'm not too sure what this place is called. I'm pretty bad with those, remembering the names of the places you're at and so on, but I'm still surprised I know the actual Japanese names of some pokes even up to this day, and their English names. But yeah, a couple of things. Yesterday I was reading a comment that was kind of funny, because I come to realize that it's crazy, you know, it's crazy. Somebody told me, well, Xenon, why aren't you making legit Pokemon? I mean, it takes like 2 hours to make a perfect Pokemon, and you know, all done. I was like, really? So you're saying that you can in 2 hours hatch a Pokemon that's got perfect nature, some good IVs? Because yesterday I was working whole day on getting myself a Rotom that's got decent IVs, and I got 31 in special attack, or was it like 30? But everything else just poor. And he's got Modest, and I was kind of hoping, you know, with the Scarf he's gonna have at least some decent speed, but he's got like 6. So 6 IVs in speed, that's definitely gonna be a bit, you know, but I still feel like I'm gonna be outspeeding majority of things with Scarf, so I don't really feel that bad about the Rotom. So I'm definitely gonna have some fun time raising it. but it took me like the whole day to get that. Like the whole, literally took me, I don't know, like 4 hours or something. I mean, I take that like the whole day because really I was working like hell on that. So the guy told me it takes 2 hours, really. So I took like 4 hours to get myself only just to get a decent IVs, not the perfect ones. The perfect ones were kind of screwed up because they were having a different nature. I was really not looking for, like adamant and bold and all this crazy natures I really don't want. Those were having some nice IVs, go figure. But yeah, how in the world can you EV train that fast and yet level them up to level 100 now, knowing that this game doesn't provide you any auto level 100? It's impossible. And I can see myself making one team, my whole team, in like a month from now. This is crazy, a month from now. But I can see myself having some good times, knowing that the stuff I make, the stuff I will be doing in this game, are gonna definitely just gonna keep me going. The stuff I did back before with Oblivion, and they're pretty much similar. Because I pretty much spoil myself. Well, I didn't spoil myself in the same way, but mods, just PokeGen, what's that? I mean, it's like a mod of some sort that can edit your Pokemon in like a minute. You can make them legit, that's true. That means that they can be obtainable, but you are not the one that really legitimately obtain it. You did not obtain it. And getting traits and seeing that these Pokemon are kind of weird, shiny Gligar being too good, knowing that it was modified by a certain editing program, I'm not gonna use it because I feel like the team spirit is not in there anymore and doesn't feel fun if you train it. I would rather see myself reproducing eggs, get myself a decent Gligar that's not perfect than a perfect one. So that's something I was trying to point it out, and saying that you can make a team in 2 hours is bullshit. It is bullshit. But again, I want to make some stuff clear, guys, before I go. Check this quality right here. You have asked me, do you use PokeGen? My answer is yes. I use PokeGen for competitive battling. Look, I made my stuff clear back then, that PokeGen is a time saver. I can either play legit completely, and you're gonna see me use one team a month or one team every 2 weeks or so, because it really is time consuming, especially now with no auto level 100. At the same time, it's either me, a captain PokeGen, and bring you as many diverse Pokemon, as many diverse movesets as I possibly can, without really risking too much, because after testing you can easily modify them. But or I can just forget about PokeGen and go and play legit, but my channel is gonna be sticking with pretty much same stuff rolling around everywhere. And I'm mainly gonna be playing against people that do PokeGen, because the people I do face, majority of them, if not all of them, tend to PokeGen in some way, shape or form. Now, of course, again, I'm gonna repeat this. I'm not the only one. I'm gonna speak for everybody here. Quanduren, the Flaming Spade, Wow Chase, everybody that's using this look-like quality right here, this look-like, just my Wi-Fi quality, is using PokeGen. I mean, how else did they get all those legendary Pokemon like the second day the game got released? Of course they make it in like a second, gone up and, just put it to the public. They didn't really get it legitimately. I mean, come on, and all those forms, genie forms, second forms, I use PokeGen for them, and so did they, But again, it's a time saver, and it may actually be a channel saver, because without that program, stuff would have been very time consuming, very tiresome. I'm new to legit EV training and just legit, just whole, daycare and stuff. It is fun for me, but I can see myself, if I would have been doing this for years and years, I can see myself losing interest in some certain point, because I'm a competitive battler. It would have taken me way too much time, and I would have pretty much focused on one team, so I would have not completely lose interest. But it's fun. As of right now, I have lots of patience with this. As long as I don't screw myself up using any PokeGen modifications, the only way I'm gonna use PokeGen is to check out the IVs. That's the only way. And like I said, the only way I pass that guy, where to go to the daycare center, because I feel like the game should include the daycare center early on, but they did not do that like they did. They included early on black and white, but why didn't they do this early on? No, I'm not even sure when you can actually get in the daycare center. Maybe you need to beat elite. No, I'm not gonna do that. I want to use this team now. I could easily trade with people getting level one Pokemon using the global trading devices. But again, I feel like that should be included in the game. Why did they block us from going to the daycare center? That's complete rubbish, and I'm not gonna stand for that. So what I did was I'm still working. Right now I have 2 level 1 Pokemon that I kinda look to be pretty good, viable, but I still need to make 4 of them, which is gonna be crazy work because those 2 like took me like literally 2 days. And you know, and then I will need to EV train them again. I'm not gonna be putting any 252. This is crazy stuff I'm talking about. I'm not gonna be putting anything using the PokeGen only for checking IVs, because I'm not too sure if you can actually check IVs in the actual game. I feel like if that should be included in the in the daycare center. There should be a guide that's gonna tell you how much IVs Pokemon have. That should be included for the competitive players. You know, the competitive players that legit trade, because that would be so much easier. But I'm pretty sure that's not the case here. So I'm using PokeGen just to check, but in any way, I'm not even renaming my stuff using PokeGen. I want to make it clear that everything I will do is going to be made in the actual game. You know, it's going to be made in the actual game, and I'm going to be having the fun of my life using that legit stuff. The hard way, the easy way. I'm pretty sure I'm going to make it a series, so if you have any kind of clever names that are going to stand out to the eyes, to the public, once we are done making a legit team and going against Wi-Fi players using PokeGen, I believe I'm gonna call that. I'm not too sure how I'm gonna call that, but I'm gonna end it with a hard version of it, and then we're gonna have a normal version, which is gonna be a legit versus legit. So guys, if you're watching this, this is a challenge. I challenge you. If you are legit EV training your stuff in any way, I challenge you right now to a legit match. No PokeGen involved. I challenge you, a month from now, get on Skype, you make your team, I battle you, we get this battle rolling, and let the best man win. That's a challenge. Do you accept? Let it be known in the comment section. Yeah, but that's pretty much it. Just trying to put it out there, guys. You know, I do PokeGen for the purpose, you know, the competitive. I will always PokeGen. I still PokeGen today, but at the same time, I'm making a legit team on the side note. As I'm enjoying this Gym Elite playthrough, and you know, it's fun, and it's definitely gonna be different on the enjoyment level. It's different when you win with a legit team. I can see that. I really can see that. I respect the players that legit EV train. There are lots of stuff going for it. You know, it's hard to get hidden powers you really want to at 70 base. It can actually be set impossible because, my god, the time it takes, it's crazy long. But much respect to everybody that legit EV train. I hope you guys will not hate me for saying that I do PokeGen. I always PokeSoft to mainly give you guys as many diversity as possible, you know, at the same time I'm not staying back. And yeah, but I'm gonna end it with that, you know. I feel like I pretty much just pointed out everything I had to point out. Like I said, right now I have a Rotom that's modest nature, some good IVs, but other than that, it's not too good. You know, base IVs and everything else, it cannot stand out to your PokeGen made Rotom. Those tend to be perfect. But I can still see some usage, and I can see that playing against Wi-Fi, against people that play PokeGen, your perfect Pokemon, I can see that being quite of a challenge, and that's a challenge I will need to take, because the more the challenge, the better, you know. We're actually going to be maybe even playing against some OU Pokemon using some lower tier stuff we legit EV train. Of course, I'm not going to be making only 6 Pokemon. After time, I'm going to be making as many as I can, just because I feel like 6 Pokemon, as of right now, I have kind of problems with coverage. I don't want to focus on OU, I want to focus on mix a bit more. But I want to focus on creativity a bit more too. But we're going to see what time is going to offer us later on. But for now, this is going to do. It's been a long time. If you're still watching this, then wow, that's crazy. But yeah, again, it's either me, a Captain PokeGen, or just bringing you pretty much same team over and over again, and maybe even get bored. But now I have stuff at my disposal. I PokeGen for quick competitive Wi-Fi, and I make a legit team on the side note to make a certain series that hopefully people will enjoy. But that was all I gotta say for this video, and I'm pretty much just making this video unnecessarily long, so I apologize for that. But again, that's all I gotta say. So until next time, people, if you're playing Pokemon Black and White, I hope you guys are enjoying. Take care. Peace.